You're watching Bear County Severe Weather live.
Hey everybody, this is Jag. Unfortunately, I'm cold, so I'm going to probably have Martin, who's with us, take most of the stream in regards to all the severe weather that's going on currently. As you can see, we now have looks like three severe thunderstorm warnings across the county. So I'm going to let Martin go ahead and take care of that for us as I continue to heal up here with the cold that I have. So take it away, Martin. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. This is Warren Diaz, SWTX Chaser, with some severe weather coming in for the area today. As you probably already know by the live stream, we definitely have some excitement today. In contrast to everything that we've been told, this was not well done on the early morning weather models, which will take the rain. But right now, we're getting strong winds, outflows, and gusts, and some areas of rotations that have actually been noted by the Weather Service that they're watching as well as we are. As you can see on the map, the weather basically goes for everybody in the county, anyone from Bernie all the way down to Lytle, Natalia. We have the entire severe weather coming in over the next couple of hours. We've had reports further back in the Bandera area of some hail, some ping pongs, and that. As we're looking at the outflows, the current focus right now is just to the northern part of the county, anywhere from Fair Oaks Ranch to Valverde, Bernie to Canyon Lake Line. That is the main focus right now that they're looking at. It's more to the north. So if you're in Camp Bullis or areas north of that, Stone Oak area. I know we had a chat. Someone was messaging us that they were going to dinner in the Stone Oak area a little while ago, and they may start to be monitoring radar. Right now, the line itself continues to be progressing. It's coming up there. So we are looking for possible areas of at least 1 inch hail, if not larger, to be coming down. 1 second, they're I'm getting a new warning right now. Let me pull that one up.
And I just I'm sorry guys, just want to bring up the current cell that we're looking at right here in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and bring up the estimated ETA potential should that cell continue to move in the same direction and maintain intensity. So those of you in the Castroville, SeaWorld, Little, Elotes, Leon Valley, Lackland Air Force Base, Medical Center, and Somerset, just be careful of the cell that's to your west moving towards the east. This cell may affect your area. It should could continue the intensity and the trajectory as it continues to move eastward. I have noticed, Martin, that the overall activity in general has weakened some. That's not to say that we're not going to see anything more as the storms continue, but I've noticed that most of the activity seems to be towards south of Hondo now. That's more where the heaviest activity seems to be.
Yeah, it's I'm seeing that my hail analysis is showing uh basically the divine area, um anything along 57 right before 35 in the divine area. That's our largest hail producer right now. And then there's some pea-sized hail probably heading towards SeaWorld, the 151 1604 area, Government Canyon. It's definitely going to be seeing some of that. And then to the north,
You can definitely see the outflow boundary just approaching Timberwood Park and Leon Springs. This right here is what the National Weather Service is definitely looking at for any potential additional development. Again, I apologize for my voice, people. I'm still trying to trying to get over my cold, but we thought we wanted to kind of give you guys an update, make sure that you guys are informed as these storms continue to race off to the east around 30 miles an hour.
hey, can you pull up over near Castroville area? get me a little bit closer into Castroville.
There
Um,
you go. What do
uh,
you need to see there?
let's pull up some wind because I'm starting to. Uh, the other product is starting to tag in on a little bit of rotation out there.
Let me do a specific storm relative. See what we got. This is what we got here on this radar.
Okay.
Let me put it under motion. Look,
Okay.
there is. It looks like a clockwise rotation actually.
Yeah. So that's probably a hail shaft or a hail core either being elevated or being dropped out there.
Yeah. Let me look at. That just looks interesting. Normally, you normally see a counterclockwise rotation. Definitely, as these storms continue to push to our east, along with the fact that it's a cold front and all the just the violent activity in the atmosphere, we are definitely seeing rotations that are sometimes short-lived, but enough for us to kind of keep an eye on. There hasn't, as far as I know, Martin, you can let me know, but I haven't seen any reports of hail at the moment. I'm sorry, tornadoes at the moment, but that definitely doesn't mean that there's not a potential for that, even if it's short-lived.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. The conditions, Texas, for those of you who are listening and watching, South Texas is known as the land of wasted Cape because we have all the ingredients, moisture, lots of energy in the atmosphere, and even the wind. Sometimes we just don't have any triggers. So when
Speaking of
storms,
Cape, let's look at it. And yeah, I mean, we definitely have enough fuel for these storms to be, feeding from anywhere between 34 to 4,000 K joules per kilogram. So definitely quite a bit of Cape for these fuels, for these storms to eat from. So keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt.
oh, that's fine, that's fine. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying to monitor here and see what the radar trend looking like, and
And for those of you watching, we're also monitoring NWS chat, which is our direct link to the National Weather Service. So we also have their thoughts and input as we also continue to monitor from our end. So we try to give you perspectives from not only what we see on the radar ourselves, but what the National Weather Service may also be thinking and considering as the event continues to unfold.
yeah, and so far, Weather Service is currently focusing to the storms to the north of us as
Let
the
me bring
strongest
up the
producers.
oh, yeah, there you can see that.
Yeah, so it looks like the
It looks like it's following the outflow boundary.
yeah,
Exactly. Is
yeah,
that the actual boundary? Is at the front? Do you know?
uh,
Let me look at 2 points here.
yeah.
I mean,
It could probably be the front that's supposed to bring in the weather.
I'm bringing up this. Usually, this app is a little behind on where the position of the front is. Usually, so I try not to use it much. But if it's already depicting it near the Burnett Kerrville area, I wouldn't doubt if that's actually the front. Let me look at 2 point.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Um, anyway, whatever it is, there's obviously either an alpha boundary to the actual co-front that's obviously creating all these activity, especially, but it's starting to look like a little bit more scattered to the north, which tends to sometimes lend to some discrete supercells. Because it's no longer sharing the same juice for everybody. Kind of seeing the same thing to our west. So just real quick, as I kind of zoom in, if you're to the west of just southwest of Elotes. Looks like the storms are now finally coming in. Just to the northwest of SeaWorld. Um, Lackland, it looks like you're going to be next in regards to some potential storm activity. At this point, I'm going to stop this for a second. And I'm just going to do some radar estimated hail. Maybe a potential 1 inch hail possible to the west of, that's what the radar is indicating, to the west of Lackland. Otherwise, they're looking a little bit less over here by just west of Elotes. So there are some hail producing cells out there, but not the 2 inch hail we were seeing earlier.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I think the San Antonio weather shield is definitely helping out right now.
Yeah, everybody talks about that every time we get storms about the shield that kind of protects us in a way. We don't mind the hail or tornadic protection, but we do mind it when it gets too strong and doesn't allow the rain to fall as well.
Well, the good thing is the rain has been falling basically in the recharge area for the aquifer, so we've been picking up some good rains where we need them. Even
And the
though,
other That's very good. The other good thing is that this rain is technically forecast till at least Wednesday or Thursday of next week anyway. So this is just the first taste of the rain. Not saying it's going to rain every day, like a washout, but the wetter pattern is supposedly starting today into next week, starting tonight. So that's a good thing for our drought. I have noticed also an uptick in strikes with
yeah,
lightning. So that could be most of this down here towards the Sabanal and south of Hondo area. But I have noticed some general increase in strikes um, with lightning as this activity continues to push to the east. I have noted also, as discussed earlier, that we're starting to see a little bit of dissipation and a decrease in activity um, as the storms continue to push to the east. I'm going to go ahead and put it into motion.
yeah.
Looks
If you look at your rainfall rates, it looks like right now it's basically going to the heaviest rainfall rates are going to be going around the county. Biggest focus is down towards Lytle, Divine area. That seems to be the rain producer right now.
And just because that's the case for this particular set of storms, that doesn't mean that that's all the rain we're getting. I know a lot of people tend to get disappointed. Just need to realize this is just the first round of much more that's expected through Wednesday. And my understanding, unless the map got updated, we could still look at between 1 to 3 inch rain, even potentially heavier rain totals through Wednesday. So if you didn't get rain tonight, that doesn't mean you lucked out, or should I say missed out. Um, I wouldn't doubt, when is this guy supposed to expire? 9:45. I would not doubt if this particular warning for this area right here may be allowed to expire should this radar trend continue. Meanwhile, if you're to the west of SeaWorld, the Lotus again, look for some heavy rain, potentially some small hail and gusty winds, and definitely a light show. If you by chance do happen to see some severe weather and it's safe to do so, please tell your reports via Twitter using the EWX hashtag and tell the time, the event, and the location. That'll definitely help the National Weather Service. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this in motion. You got anything else you want to add there, Mr. Martin?
Nothing so far now. Just with it with this rain coming down, you may just want to be careful and watch for that runoff. I'm watching right now that most of the rain is going to be affecting the Medina River to the south, and the if you're in Cambolas, keep an eye out because those creeks from Bernie are starting to indicate flow. So, if you're out in the field at Cambolas, just be careful out there because your creeks and washouts are gonna start filling up soon.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we all need to be aware of as we move forward through this wetter pattern is that some of this rain could be heavy at times. So, as we always say, turn around, don't drown. So, if you happen to come across a flooded roadway, just go ahead and turn around. Don't put yourself and any potential first responders at risk. But I do see that this particular cell that we've been watching to the west has been kind of weakening and diminishing in coverage as it continues to move. I'm going to go ahead and stop it real quick and just kind of put a potential ETA should this cell continue to push in that same direction and maintain the same intensity. So if you're in the Lacoste, Castroville, SeaWorld, Little, Elotes, Leon Valley, Lackland Air Force Base, Medical Center, and Somerset, those are the respective times. Excuse me, respective times of when that particular cell may reach your area should it hold that same intensity and coverage. So again, we're looking at maybe some brief heavy rain, some gusty winds, some light, maybe some small hail up to an inch. If you haven't done so, you might want to put your vehicle in the garage just to be safe. If you have any loose items outside, you might want to secure store them as these storms continue to push to the east. These storms look a lot less mean than my voice. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get better.
Okay, yeah. So Weather Service has updated their storm warnings for the county. So let's take a look.
All right. So as we look at the one that's the one that's majorly covering the entire most of Bear County, that one's set to expire at 9:45, which is about 6 minutes from now. The threat here is mostly some wind and hail, but that expires at 9:45. The one to our north, which covers Timberwood Parks areas, just the extreme northern areas of Bear County, the extreme threat there is again wind gusts of up to 70 miles an hour, maybe 1 inch hail, and that now expires at 10:15. And that's usually that's probably for this cell right here, just to the southeast of Blanco. Again, here's the what looks like an outflow boundary that we're definitely eyeing as this activity continues to push to the east. This outflow boundary that I see here highlighting may be the actual lift needed to continue to create additional storms as it continues to push eastward. I'm going to go ahead and put the radar in motion again. If you have any questions and you're watching this stream, feel free to type them in. We'll get them on our interface on this side, and we'll try to do any kind of questions. Again, if you have any reports of any severe weather in your area, whether it's wind, hail, or anything like that, or if you see some increase or a lot of rain, by all means, use the EWX spotter hashtag to report that so that the National Weather Service is aware. Definitely seeing some very decreased activity intensity as these storms continue. That shield you were talking about earlier may be having some effect there, Mr. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we're also entering one of the more stable areas of the evening. We no longer have the heat from the sun, so the atmosphere tends to stabilize as the evening progresses. So that could be an issue there as well. We have about another 4 minutes for this particular severe thunderstorm warning, which is right here, the one I'm going to highlight. We have another 4 minutes for this one to see if it'll continue to be expanded or if it will be allowed to expire.
All right. Can you push it over towards Lackland and let's take a look over there at that cell?
This guy right here.
Yeah, let's. Can you pull up the hail on that one and see what we're looking at?
Let's see here. Sometimes this thing gets stuck. So this is what we have for hail according to radar. So we're looking at potentially 1 to a 1.5 inch hail just to the south of Highway 90 near the 211. So this is to the east of Castroville, north of Lacoste, and west of Lackland. I'm going to kind of see if I can put this in motion. So if you're in this particular area, definitely looking at potentially 1 inch to 1.5 almost inch hail in this particular zone. Looking up above, looks like the hail threat is not as bad, but right here to the west of Castroville, north of Lacoste, and east of Lackland, we got a pocket of hail right here. And let's see here.
Yeah, that would be west of McDonough.
Yeah, right here. So If you haven't had your chance to put your vehicles or anything in the garage, and this you're kind of close to this area, might want to do that now. If you're in this area, you might want to continue to do that now to maybe limit or potentially prevent any additional damage to that potential vehicle. Potential damage, should I say? I mean, 1 inch will definitely put some dents in your car. Um, as I said, this was actually quite higher back earlier. So in terms of intensity, um, so this is the heaviest part right now in Bear County. We have another pocket just to the north of Elote, southwest of Leon Springs, but the hail there was not as bad as the one right in this area right here. The severe thunderstorm expires for this one in 1 minute. We'll see if the National Weather Service will allow it to expire or if they continue to expand on it or extend it. So let's go ahead and do here. We'll do a little countdown on this particular thing, and we'll see if it'll be extended or it'll be adjusted accordingly. We got about
Um,
30 seconds to go.
okay, yeah. Let's take a look. Mm. Yeah, they did allow it to expire. That's what I'm
Yeah,
seeing.
good. So again, we have the information in front of us, but we also have a direct tie into the National Weather Service. And so sometimes what we see on screen, we tend to have some information ahead of time as well. So we'll find out in 1 second. And here we go. And yep. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was in process for most of Bear County has been allowed to expire. We do still have this strong storm, this strong cell just south of SeaWorld to the west of Lackland, dumping up to 1.5, potentially one and a little bit more, 1 inch hail or more. I'm going to put this into motion and let you see where it's going. It's essentially moving to the east southeast. So this area right there is still of a concern for us. We have a minor pocket of rain up here, heavier rain to the north of Lotus. I'm going to also put that into motion. And that one apparently seems to be kind of riding to the east northeast. You can see definitely the outflow boundary right here, beautifully picked up by radar. Just crossing Stone Oak, moving towards the east, southeast. Um, Let me do a complete zoom out. I mean, we're not the only ones obviously experiencing severe weather tonight. Additional activity to the west of the, should I say, southeast of the Metroplex. So if you've got any friends and family in that general area, might want to let them know that there's some storms potentially up here by Palestine, north of Crockett, and so forth. So if you got friends and family in those areas, might want to let them know that that's going on. Obviously, we have some storms in our area. We have one severe thunderstorm warning for just essentially the extreme northern areas of Bear County, and that is set to expire in 10:15, about 30 minutes. We have an additional severe thunderstorm warning to our southwest. This covers the Pearsall area, Batesville. So if you have friends and family in those general areas, again, you might want to let them know as well that the severe weather is there. Potential as these storms. Let's see where this one's kind of heading. This one's kind of pushing kind of to the south. Storms around the Bear County area starting to look like they're breaking up and um, starting to kind of fizzle a little bit, but we do still have this one pocket, which I'm going to zero in. So if you're just northwest of Brown Lackland, you're going to start seeing some heavy rain and gusty winds and maybe some small hail as this activity continues to push to the east southeast.
Yeah, the Weather Service has issued a special weather statement, so they are definitely saying 50-mile-an-hour winds, penny-sized hail is what they're thinking will be the primary impact.
Okay, so we have the ability to now show special weather statements on our software. So now we have the yellow um, polygon that pretty much covers most of Bear County now for what just Martin just said, up to quarter-inch hail and 50-mile-an-hour winds with this particular cell that's moving to the east southeast. If I were to actually put an ETA on it, I'm going to get rid of the special weather statement. So if you're in the Lackland, Leon Valley, Alamo Heights, San Antonio downtown area, Windcrest, Live Oak, Kirby, Converse, Universal City, and Shirts, the potential for this activity to affect you is possible. Um, within the next, it depends obviously the closer you are to the activity. So it's 9:53 for Leon Valley, all the way to 10:31 at Church. Again, it depends if this activity continues to hold its intensity and coverage as it continues to push to the east southeast. So it looks, Martin, like that severe threat we were looking at from earlier, that rain shield definitely kind of came in and
Yeah.
kind of dissolved it a little bit. But at least some folks are starting to get some rain. In fact, how much rain are we going to get here? So let me bring up the 1 hour QP. Let's see if we can get. Let me turn off the lightning. That's a little bit. So this is 1 hour QP. Basically, what the radar is estimating. Actually, I don't want the 1 hour QP. I want the precipitation rate. So this is the radar's depiction of how much rain is falling per hour. So if you're in the area that we've been discussing that may have some hail in it, some of this data may be a little bit inflated because of the potential hail that's falling there. But looks like some pretty copious amount of rain in this general area. Um, since it's moving about 20 to 25 miles an hour, don't expect the 4 to 5 inches of rain in that particular area that it's depicting. But definitely some good rain is falling in this general area as it continues to push off to the east southeast. I'm going to load up the the animation. You can kind of see the evolution of this precipitation rate as it continued to evolve. It just takes a while to load up all the frames, but some pretty good rain falling in that general area. So if we can just get most of Bear County to fall, have the same effect, that would be great. Um, we don't have to mention the drought situation, as most of us are quite aware of that. So
So
if we
some good news for Medina Lake is it looks like this rainstorm decided to follow the Medina uh, creek that feeds into Medina Lake. So all that rain, will be helping you guys out and bringing your water level up a little bit on here. And looking at the flash flood guidance, it's actually dropping off around the city. So there's a low threat of flash flooding, just regular ponding and street flooding. The regular stuff that we see whenever it does rain.
Yeah, and just so we can kind of give everybody an idea, I'm going to bring up the drought monitor. I'm going to turn off. So what we're looking at, and the reason we want, I'm going to turn off just standard warnings as well. This is why we want the rain. This is our current drought monitor, and you can definitely see the darker that we are, the more drier we are, and we're definitely in some parts, especially southwest areas of Bear County, an extreme devastating drought. So any rain that we can get for the next couple of days will hopefully help alleviate this particular drought situation that we have. And frankly, most of Texas could use it as well, especially up here to the north as well. So any rains that we can all get to help alleviate it, because usually climatically, once this particular rain hits around the Memorial Day um, uh, time frame, we end up hitting unless we get a tropical system, we end up getting pretty much a dry spell till September. So let's hope some of this rain that's been forecast for the next couple of days does materialize to the point where we can kind of satisfy our drought situation. Martin, I think I'm going to just do one more last radar look just to see if there's anything that may come up. And then if you're okay with it, maybe just continue our Twitter coverage as we need.
Yep. I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm looking at the area forecast discussion from the Weather Service, and uh, they're pretty much calling for this to be one off, and then Sunday evening, Sunday nights when we start to ramp back up into a little bit of a rain chances again.
All right, everybody. Well, we appreciate you taking time and obviously putting up for my voice. But we obviously wanted to just kind of make sure that you guys were aware of the situation. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the areas of North San Antonio, as you can see right here. But I really suspect, and I'm going to run the radar here. Uh, this storm here may clip the northern area, but looks like the real severe stuff is over here by the west of Wimberley. Unless something really comes up that warrants our coverage again, we'll just continue our coverage through Twitter. We appreciate you tuning in and checking us out, and we'll see you online. Thanks again for joining us.
You're watching Bexar County Severe Weather Live.